right, just an update on the rookies I've got and the set. No updates here, so let's roll on to the pack today. All right, back for another round of 1990 Fleers. This one I noticed is a little loose on the back, but shouldn't affect the cards. All right, here's our quiz, as I love to bump the camera during this. True or false, Fenway Park is the oldest park in baseball. We've seen that one before. Where did the Orioles play before reload? We've seen this one before. They played in St. Louis and Milwaukee. I remember that because I was like, what? More stickers. No, I won't show them to you this way. First card is a checklist. Bummer. Got Eric Plunk, Cecilio Guante, Pete Incaviglia, Daryl Evans, looking for a Dwight Evans. Got Delino DeShields and Jason Grimsley. Great stories about both these guys. Delino DeShields is one of the few players I almost caught a ball from at Wrigley Field when he played for the Cubs. I want to say it was like 2002. Jason Grimsley, famous for sneaking through some vents and stealing a corked bat. Look that story up. Todd Zeal, Mike Benjamin, Greg Jeffries, Randy Mulligan, Mike Felder, Terry Leach, Barry Lyons, Deion James, and Tim Leary. So nothing big in that pack. I do like that Grimsley Delino DeShields card. I hear Delino DeShields was a really good guy, made it easier for the media to work too, so that's always cool. But yeah, we'll see if we got a feature out of this one. That Expos uniform is round also 1990 Fleers. Love that. This one I noticed is bring them back. Bring back the Expos. If baseball expands, Vancouver gets a team, Montreal gets a team. Bring in the Canadian teams. Anyways, the guy I chose to talk about today actually has an interesting connection with Jason Grimsley. Where did the Orioles testifying against him for methamphetamine use? But that's something I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole. This is Pete Incaviglia. Interesting because my last video, Greg Gagne really emphasized that hard G. Pete Incaviglia, no G. Don't pronounce it. It's not Incaviglia, like I might have said in the video. Incaviglia. So yeah, that's his card. These Rangers cards, the blue teams just look great on these. I think all the teams look great. This was pretty early in his career too. As you see on the backside of his card, 30 home runs his rookie season, 27, 22, 21. But played, let's look at his baseball reference page. Really solid career. Really started off better and kind of trailed off by the time he had a solid 5-year stretch in Texas to start his career. Then he went to the Tigers. Then the Astros, Phillies, Baltimore, Yankees, back to the Tigers, back to the Astros. So really another journeyman guy, and I really like how I like what I decided to do. I like that I'm not focusing on big guys. I'm focusing on guys like Pete Incaviglia. Oh my God, Incaviglia or Incaviglia. There's two different pronunciations, and that's getting in my head. That rookie year, he did lead the league in strikeouts, I noticed, and led the league in strikeouts in 88 as well. So maybe not that great of a start to his career. And the WAR reflects that. Just not that great of a player. Actually had his best year in 93 with the Phillies. That was the year they made the World Series. And as you see from this slide, did not do too well. 3 for 19, did hit a home run. They don't distinguish whether that's the World Series or the NLCS. And then made some appearances in the playoffs later on. But let's go back to his overall page. Over 1,000 career hits, over 200 career home runs. So, Hall of pretty solid guy for a while. And then bench player for a while. After that Oh yeah, that gray line too. He missed the 95 season. Let's see if I can find information on why that was real quick. And then I have a little update. Something I really like where this project's taking me is finding new things about baseball. Like this summer, I've really discovered some independent leagues in baseball, and we'll talk about that in a second. 95, nothing that I can find easily. Um, Something interesting though, he was drafted by the Expos and traded immediately, and they actually made a rule because of that where you couldn't do that any longer. So there was doesn't exist anymore, but there was a Pete Incaviglia rule, and now that is over. So you can't just trade a player after you draft them, which I think is a rule in most leagues. So let's go to this slide. I wanted to do a update, like where's he at now? So after he retired in 98, he kind of bounced around coaching. Um, so yeah, hitting wolf for the Erie Seawolves. So he played for the Tigers twice and he was a hitting coach for the Erie Seawolves. So I'm going to name him um, honorary Tiger for life, extend the family, bring people in, welcome people. So Tiger forever. Um, Manager of the Grand Prairie Airhogs. I don't know where the heck Grand Prairie Airhogs is, but this is what I was talking about. The American Association of Independent Professional Baseball. Um, I'm guessing that doesn't exist anymore because a lot of independent baseball teams shut down during the pandemic. Um, the Laredo Lemurs in Mexico was their manager. Managed for the Sugarland Skeeters, who I actually saw their baseball team play the Albuquerque Isotopes earlier this year. They're called the Sugarland Space Cowboys now, and they're an affiliate of, I want to say, Houston, the Astros. Then managed of, wow, managed the Tri-City Valley Cats of the Frontier League. That's a league I'm pretty familiar with. I grew up in northern Michigan. The Traverse City Beach Bums were there. I think they're the Cherry Spitters now, but I believe that is the Frontier League, or used to be. And he is currently the manager, up to this season, I just looked it up, of the Claiborne Railroaders of the American Association of Professional Baseball. So he's a baseball guy through and through. Looks like he's had one good year as manager for the Railroaders, the Claiborne Railroaders, which are in Texas. Lost to the Chicago Dogs both years. So yeah, I'm really liking where this is leading me. Leading down to some rabbit holes of like independent baseball and these, the Pete and Caviglia rule of not being able to trade your draft picks, and it goes to show like even if you're not talking about your Barry Bondses and your Ken Griffey Juniors of the world, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in baseball. I really love the sport. I love these deep dives. Um, but I really do want to find these cards that I'm trying to find. Hence the list on the right side. Maybe we'll start getting that out of there more often, like we did on when the video was playing. But we'll see. This channel is going to evolve. I'm going to do a lot of these. So thanks for being here. Thanks if you stuck around to the end. Like and subscribe, and go to an independent baseball game. Much cheaper, really fun. A lot of stuff for the kids if you have kids, or just like, I don't have kids, but I like to see kids have fun. I'm a teacher. I don't plan on having kids, but um, seeing other people's kids have fun is great. They know how to enjoy the world still. Um, Again, thanks. Like and subscribe. I'll stop ranting. Adios.